Psalm 97 appears to predict the advent of Christ and his joy to the world. Psalm 97 is similar to Psalm 96 because its message is, "Joy to the world, the Lord is come." The author of this psalm is unknown, and the occasion on which it was composed cannot be ascertained. One of the psalms in this series of 6 is said to be in David, and we are free to believe that the rest are in the same place, and by the same author. However, the matter of compilation is not important. This psalm has no title either in the Hebrew or Chaldee. In the Vulgate, it is titled as a Psalm of David when his land was restored. The Septuagint has nearly the same title, while the Syriac has simply a Psalm of David. It appears to predict the advent of Christ, i.e., in the flesh, and through it, his last appearing before the final judgment at the great white throne. The author of the Epistle to the Hebrews 1:6 quoted a part of the 7th verse of this psalm and applied it to Christ. I am inclined to think that Hebrews and Revelation are the only two books authored by God himself. Hebrews is without accreditation of an author, although most attribute it to Paul as the penman. He does not claim authorship. In Revelation, we read that God is the author of that book. Revelation 1:1 reveals that John was also only the penman, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his bondservants, the things which must soon take place, and he sent and communicated it by his angel to his bondservant John. NASB, did you also notice that the revelation is given to each of us who are the bondservants of Jesus Christ? It is a book addressed to each Christian, so there is no excuse for not reading and studying it. The oft-touted excuse is that the book of the Revelation is not understandable and full of incomprehensible metaphors. That is not an excuse, since Christ sent his Holy Spirit to indwell us. He is our helper and will reveal to our formerly closed minds the truth of the Word. The psalm's structure is similar to that of the preceding two psalms, which indicates that it may have been at least written by the same author, and close in time, but its composer and composition is of such a general nature that it may be offered and read on all occasions. From the contents, it would seem not improbable that it may have been composed in view of some particular victory over idolaters or the enemies of the Hebrew people. Many of the expressions in the psalm are taken from the older portions of the scriptures. The general subject of the psalm is the sovereignty or the supremacy of God, and the manifestation of his dominion or preeminence in vindicating his people, thus bringing to pass events which have given them a foundation of confidence and rejoicing in him. Perhaps the most that can be concluded about the relationship of these 6 psalms, Psalm 95 to 100, would be that they seem to have been composed and may have been designed to be used collectively. Since they are similar in their contents and structure, they all refer to what appears to be a similar event which involved the sovereignty and supremacy of God. Here is the group breakdown according to Barnes' notes. Psalm 95 asserts Yahweh's Godhead power over all nature and exhorts people to serve him. In Psalm 96, all nations are exhorted to join in his service, because he cometh to judge all mankind, Jew and Gentile. In Psalm 97, Yahweh reigns over the world, the idols are deserted, and the Just One is glorified. In Psalm 98, Yahweh hath done wonders, and executed deliverance, he hath remembered his mercy toward the house of Israel, he comes to judge the whole world. In Psalm 99, Yahweh, seated between the cherubim in Zion, the visible church, reigns over the entire world, to be praised for the justice of his government. In Psalm 100, the entire world is called upon to praise Yahweh the Creator, whose mercy and truth are everlasting. Psalm 97, on the other hand, divides itself into 4 portions, each containing 3 verses. The coming of the Lord is described in Psalms 97:1 through 3, his effect upon the earth is declared in Psalms 97:4 to 6, and then his dynamic influence upon both the heathen and the people of God in Psalms 97, verses 7 through 9. The last part contains both exhortation and encouragement, urging readers on to holiness and inculcating happiness, found in Psalms 97:10-12. Finally, the psalm closes with an exhortation to holy steadfastness even under the persecution which would follow, and bids the saints to rejoice, since their path is bright, and their reward for obedience is both glorious and certain. According to the popular commentary of the Bible, there can be no doubt that the superscription of this psalm in Luther's Bible, of Christ and his kingdom, is correct, that it is Jehovah, the second person of the Godhead, Jesus Christ, the Redeemer, of whom the inspired singer speaks. Dr. McGee confirms its prophetic intent, writing, "This is not a hymn of Christ's first coming to earth but of his second coming to earth."